Open Forum coming to you live on 106.1 FM every Saturday 4 to 6 p.m. Jagat, Dinkar and Subodh welcome you on the best talk show in Houston, Texas. When you talk, everyone listens. This is Open Forum. Forum coming to you live on 106.1 FM every Saturday 4 to 6 p.m. Jagat, Dinkar and Subodh welcome you on the best talk show in Houston, Texas. When you talk, everyone listens. This is Open Forum.
Folks, welcome back. Welcome back again to Open Forum on 103.5 FM every Saturday. humfmradio.com. humfmradio.com. This program was started about 24 years ago. 24 years ago. I think it was 1999 when we started this program in March. Dinkar and Jagat first met at some weird place. I don't know where you all met. And then I got roped in.
Somewhere close to Dinkar's place. As a matter of fact, it was a Mexican restaurant.
I had the same idea, but I didn't know how to implement it because I was really busy in my practice.
Right.
Y'all two were busy also, but you were smarter than me. Y'all got together, had a cup of coffee. Then you threw a little rope and roped me in. Then we went to India's and had lunch. And at that time, we decided to write check into the Open Forum Corporation, whatever it's called. And there started our journey. But you know, ours was a radio program journey. Better than that, I want to tell you a story about another journey that was 11 years before that journey.
Right.
It's called the Indo-American Charity Foundation.
Yeah, it was just an idea at that time.
IACF. It was an idea amongst a lot of good people who had one thing in their mind and one thing only. How do we help others? You know, with God's grace, and it doesn't matter what religion one belongs to, it's that one being out there, the Supreme Being. With that, the grace of that Supreme Being, all of us, our listeners, our friends, we have all been highly educated, and we've all been fortunate.
You were not here in 1998.
I was in USA, but in New York.
Yeah, in New York.
At that time,
Right.
But I'm just saying, with that, the divine help that we all got to do well.
Right.
I think at that time, people were doing really good, as they are now.
Right.
But it came to a point where we're doing good. What are we doing for others?
Well,
That's what it came to.
Okay, I would differ a little. Even if people were not doing good, but they had this idea of doing something good for the community, simply because we make a living in this community in Houston.
Yeah.
And that was a driving force.
I think that's
as a matter of fact, you know, You know the whole story about it.
Right.
1988, when the concept, it was just an idea talked about with among few friends. And then it became, as a matter of fact, the very first event that happened that no one would even knew that it would going to be such a success was at the Maharaja
Cafe, yeah.
Maharaja restaurant.
Ashok
as a matter
Patel.
Of, Ashok Patel.
Yeah.
Right on Bisonet.
Yes.
And at that time, Charity Foundation was not a registered entity.
No. It was
like
a nice luncheon that day.
Idea. and then we wrote checks to ICC at that time.
Yeah.
And ICC distributed wherever we wanted that money to go to.
Right.
That was the beginning of it.
Right. And I'll be honest, a lot of the folks who are involved with, I'm not talking about the president who's sitting next to me, but a lot of people who are involved with IACF don't know that story.
Right.
And I'm glad you brought it out. And so people who are listening, even the Charity Foundation board that's listening, the younger people especially, they don't know the story. Now they know the rest of the story,
well,
as Marvin used to say.
Same thing had happened in 1988, 1989.
Yeah.
The identical thing happened, but the place was a different place at that time.
Right.
If you remember, there was a Shamrock Hall.
Yes.
The medical center, which was gutted down now anyway. So we had our second event at Shamrock. There wasn't a hotel at that point, but the hall was
still
a
conference hall.
Conference.
I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then subsequently everybody felt that we need to create a corporation.
Fantastic.
And created our own entity. And that is how, 1990, there was no function.
Yeah.
Because of this, legal entities and all these things. And then became a legal entity. In 1991, we started having, under the legal entity, Indo-American Charity Foundation.
Right. And here we are now. 2023, so many years later.
Yeah.
As I
Smriti,
mentioned,
you may not know this, but he's not going to say it. But when he was the president, by that time, I think we were raising about $50,000, $60,000, $70,000.
Oh, wow.
And Subodh saying that, no, we need to raise more than that, and we need to do something different than what we have been doing all these years. And all of a sudden, none other than he just booked a place called Vardham Center.
Oh, wow. That's a job.
I remember that. Yeah. I do remember that.
And honestly, all of a sudden, from 60, 70,000, we jumped to $150,000 to $200,000.
And which year was this?
That was 1996, I think.
I honestly,
1996.
That was Sonal Butcher who did the whole thing.
Okay.
I was like a conduit out there. I was like the laboratory, in the back burner. You have back burners out there, and then you have the real burner. Sonal was the real burner in the Charity Foundation.
Right.
As Dinkar remembers, he was on the board that time. I was like in the back helping her. Yes, you're right. She said, look, this is what happened.
Right.
Rajesh, I don't know if you know this. In Shamrock, we were getting very few people.
Right.
It was a rundown place, and I had been to so many galas, the doctors' galas that we do at the national level. And I realized to make money, you've got to spend money.
Yes.
And to spend money, you have to be in a place where you can actually raise well. And that's why the Vardham Center, it was never done in the foyer of...
It was never done.
Never. The foyer of Vardham Center was given to us, and we had one of the most glamorous gala, and that's where the stepping stone was, 160, whatever I can't even remember how much
I don't
it was.
remember. I'm
but
just
it was
throwing out the
huge
number.
jump,
Yes. Right.
and then we gave it to the next. Then Dinkar came, then God knows how many other people have come and gone, and now you guys have taken over.
Correct.
So now we come to the present.
Yes.
Welcome, Rajesh, to Open Forum, and you're the president of Indo-American Charity Foundation, one of the oldest foundations, charitable foundations in Houston of Indian origin. The floor is yours. Tell us what is the mission and the vision of IACF. And I also have another board member, Mr. Shobana Murati. And I think I'm going to just say hello to her. Let's see if she's on air. Hello, Shobana. How are you doing?
I'm here, Dr. Butcher. Of course.
Madam, on Saturdays... Yeah, Shobana, on Saturdays, actually on Friday, 5 p.m. onwards, I become Subodh. There is no Dr. Butcher. Nahi to they'll call me on call. They say, Mera ped dukta hai, mera sar dukta hai. Please call me Subodh today. Thank you. Go ahead.
Let Rajesh have the floor as you have offered, and once he's done, I just want to give
Okay,
it 2
thank
cents
you.
of
Thank you, ma'am.
moment.
So, Rajesh, tell us, you're the president of Charity Foundation.
Yeah.
We'll just start with the simple things. What is your mission? What is the vision that y'all have?
My name is Rajesh Tikuna. I'm the current president of IACF. But first of all, I want to tell you that how thrilled and how I don't know. I don't have words to say that. I just thought that it's me and Shobna just going to come and we do the talk show. And here I meet the. I just don't have words to say that I meet my past presidents who were there who have started this organization, and I'm out of words to say anything,
Well,
but I'm so
You're just
so
too
great.
kind.
Yes.
We did our job,
Yes.
like you're doing your job.
Correct. Yes.
And there's a mission and vision.
Yes.
And that's what we did. And,
Yes.
we're grateful to the divine forces up there that always helped us and guided us.
Sure, absolutely. And so I kind of started in IACF, associated with IACF for the past 8-9 years. But I started in the board about 4 years back,
Okay.
Pre-pandemic, and we started working on it. And we, like everybody knows, we took a break during the COVID. And after COVID last year, we started back, and then we started our activities. Right now, probably even before, same thing too, we normally have 4 different main activities of Indo-American Charity Foundation. One is a walkathon, which we do it in collaboration with IDCC and IDA. What we do is we raise the money on that walkathon, and 50% or 60% of that money we give it to the IDA clinic.
Very good.
Supporting them, and they actually work with IDCC. During that walkathon, which is normally during the springtime, April time frame, and we have a small kind of a clinic/laboratory on that day. People who come, they bring their parents or somebody who they think that they can get some tested, they get tested there. And we do the walkathon, and once we finish, we just raise whatever money we have, and then we distribute 50% of that to IDCC, IDA. The next function, next event what we have is an event called as a scholarship event. What we do during this scholarship event is the students who almost finishing their high school and going to the college. We identify the students from. Right now we are working with the three ISDs: Alif ISD, Fort Bend ISD, and one more ISD. I forgot the name of it.
Maybe.
Alif, correct. Yeah, and we reach their college school board convener, and we ask them to give us the names of the students who they think should be given some scholarship. So we take their applications. We have like 4 or 5 scoring method where we score them based on their education background, their contribution to the community, their family background, and their passion, and the recommendation from their school.
So is it needs basis or just merit based only?
It is mostly needs based. So these are the 5.
So you use your weight.
Correct, exactly. And then we weigh them. And last time we had about 45 applications, but
Wow.
we bought them to about 22 applications, and we distributed about $36,000 to all of those students.
That's amazing.
And that money we give directly. We identify the names, give them back to the ISD, and they distribute to the students. So we don't get involved directly with the students, so that we are not having any bias to which student we do or which we don't.
That's really
That's very good.
Yeah,
very
good.
Again, as Desi people, all of us,
Yes.
our parents always taught us education is always number one.
Correct.
So to become one of the contributors,
Yes.
you don't understand. You
Yes.
help those kids.
Correct.
In 20 years, hopefully they'll remember and say,
Yes.
part of my life today I'm living is because of
Correct.
someone who
Yes.
donated. It's just not just the IACF, but
Yes.
people who pooled into the IACF.
Absolutely.
Each person has 1%, 0.5% of
Yes.
that,
Yes.
ability of giving,
Correct.
and that's really commendable.
Yes, yeah. And we are very thankful to all our donors who help us able to achieve that. the next event,
So the walkathon and then the education.
which
What
is
else?
the scholarship distribution.
yeah.
Then the third one, we call it as a grants event. This grants event is a time where we sponsor or provide funds to charities who are trying to start up. They have ideas, but they don't have money to start. So we kind of have those. We have kind of an application process on our website, and if somebody in the year, if somebody says, hey, there's somebody trying to start a charity, they don't have money, can you help us? So we said, okay,
And the
just
seed
keep
money, yeah.
keep them, and we identify those applicants. We go through their. We ask them to provide their W-9 forms and then their mission
Right.
and what they have been doing, and we identify based on that. And we this year, after COVID, we restarted that. We had it on hold for the last 3-4 years, but this year we started it back, and we gave about $52,000 to these startup charities, and they were really, and then they were telling their stories as to how we are helping them.
Fantastic.
And one of the latest one which we had, it is called as Sleep in Heaven. That is
Sleep in heaven.
Sleep in Heaven.
Sleep in heaven.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
that.
So their concept is they are trying to identify people, the small kids who don't have beds.
Oh,
So what they do is they construct beds and give it to those kids who do not have beds, and they needed some seed money, and we helped them out with the seed
That is
money.
amazing.
And
I like
we-
So
that.
Really
you do
amazing.
go,
Like that idea.
I mean, you
Wonderful
do
concept.
connect them to the mainstream community and
Correct.
get them started. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Great idea.
yeah. And normally these startups, we kind of help them about 3-4 years.
Okay.
And by 3-4 years, we expect them to be self-reliant.
Right.
And most of our previous organization, I don't know exactly, but what I heard is Daya and Pratham, they had
And
some
the charity foundation, the charity clinic.
clinic. Yes.
IDA charity clinic.
Yes.
Was the seed money came
From Charity Foundation.
From charity.
From the charity
Even
foundation.
that seed
there
money,
we gave
there-
$25,000.
Right.
This is
Correct.
many years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
$25,000 to the charity clinic.
Yes.
Right.
And then we
That
said,
was the seed
run
money.
with it and work with it. And
Yes.
they've done a great job.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the seed money. So
Yeah.
add that to your feather
Correct,
also.
correct, exactly.
Fantastic,
So,
yeah.
so in that way, and what we also did was during our grants night, we just took a 30-minute talk with them, which we are going to present it during our Indo-American Charity Gala. And these are the three main giveaway events. Now, the next event is our gala, which is coming up on September 9th, which is our annual gala. And this is where we reach out to the donors,
Right.
then the donor pool to help us get some money so that we can distribute it next year.
Right, and I just want to make sure our listeners understand the whole concept of this is, look, there are a lot of little donors who want to give money. They sometimes don't know where to give it. And the idea is the Charity Foundation has 25 different recipients,
Yes.
maybe even more.
Correct.
And every dollar that a person donates,
Yes.
it gets distributed.
Correct.
Every $1,000 that you get, it gets distributed.
Absolutely.
Every $10,000 that you give,
Gets-
it gets distributed
Yes.
to the right sources.
Yes.
You guys are all volunteers.
Yes.
What is your salary on IACF? Zero.
It's about the hours which I work.
There you go. Minus
and
something.
that satisfaction what you get.
It
that
is the
my
minus.
salary.
You don't have a salary there. It's
Yeah,
a volunteer
that-
job, and that's
Correct,
what people
correct.
need to understand.
Correct.
You could go and write checks to 25 organizations, or you can let the IACF do it,
Correct.
and that's why you have the gala.
Correct,
right?
absolutely,
And that's
yeah.
how you. So what is the?
Can
I don't know if
can
you
say a
remember
word on
what was
this,
the last year's. I don't have the headphones, so I think.
Yeah, Sobana was mentioning
Yeah.
something.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
Shobna.
was just trying to tell you, Butcher, that Subodh, sorry, the consistency with which IACF has been. I mean, I've been in the media. I was the editor for Voice of Asia,
Right.
as you know, and being in the media, I've been reporting on IACF. The consistency with which it has set its tone, like it has never faltered on giving a minimum of this much amount, like 30,000, 40,000. It has never dropped that margin. And the effort every president has made, it's not only the presidents, but even the directors or even the past former presidents like yourself, and, you know, they have never detached themselves ever. In some shape or form, they come back. They give support in monetary, time, resources, and they, I understand that you're going to help us out with our auctions. Am I right? So we are never detached with our former presidents or directors. So the consistency with which IACF is, I think we have a very strong foundation, which is incredible. That is why ICF is still doing what it is able to do because of its past leadership.
Right.
Just wanted to add that.
Let's talk about the board of directors. How many board of directors you have? And I bet you have them from all, walks of life.
Yes, absolutely. We have currently about 13 board of advisors.
Okay.
They are from
Advisors or directors? What are they called?
They are called as board of directors.
Okay.
We have out of those board of directors, I am the president. There's a treasurer.
Okay.
There's a secretary, and there is a communications director.
Nice.
And there are 8 others, and they all help us a lot in reaching out to people, going and helping us out in their tasks. And this gala is a very huge task, and everybody pitches in and everybody works. I mean, it's been probably for the last 2-3 years, everybody's probably put in 8 to 10 hours per day
easily
to get things done, to get the ball rolling, and they are so happy on working with this organization, being one of a unique motto where most of the other organizations they some way or the other way they send the money to India. Ours is the only organization where every dollar we get, just like you are saying,
right.
Dr. Butcher, that we give it back, and our motto is we live here, we give here.
Absolutely.
And
True,
there's
That is a very unique motto, and
Right.
a lot of us live by that because we raise funds and every dollar is given. Every president gives away everything that he has raised that year. So we have past presidents coming in as donors now.
Mm-hmm.
We have that's become the tradition. They say, okay, we're going to donate this much for 5 years for scholarship. We're going to give this much for this cause. So that is a good tradition to build because it keeps the momentum and it inspires us to get more donors who are consistent, like for 5 years, pledge for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a small amount of $1,000 a year, but it's still something that it is guaranteed for us. And for a student, for instance, if you say in the name of Rajesh or in name of somebody, a family name that you want to donate for 5 years,
right.
It is such a blessing for a student that we don't have to, one student at least is assured that they're going to get it because they excel in math or they excel in something. This is what the passion, you're carrying out the dream of one of your family members or something, but you're helping a student. So it's a very, very unique and a very noble cause and we have to find ways of finding donors who can pledge for a long term.
On an average, how much? Shobna, on an average, how much does on an average how much does a student get as part of the scholarship? On an average, is it 1,500, 2,000, less than that?
It's between 1,500 to 2,500.
Because there are two parts to the reason I ask this question. There are two answers to that. One is there are parents out there who may need that kind of a scholarship for a relatively bright child who may want to go to a relatively expensive university and have a great career in life. For them, I want them to listen what the Charity Foundation is doing. And there may be others who are listening to you and say, look, why the heck have I been just accumulating so much wealth? Why can I not give it to the Charity Foundation where then they can distribute it to some students that they may want to give to? That's why I asked the question. So how can people contact you all either to give or to apply for the scholarship? Give us both the pathways as one of the directors, as the president.
Yeah.
Educate us.
So we have kind of 2 ways where you can reach out to us. Maybe right now 3 ways for now. One is on our website, IACFHouston.com.
Okay.
We just revamped the whole website. We moved to a new provider and it is absolutely fast and we are modernizing. We have some very young board of directors right now, and we are taking them help to revamp, to reach out to the current generation too. And
Those young guys are called AI? No, I'm just kidding. No.
they are AI. They are AI.
They are the AI gen.
They are AI gen, and they are helping us to revamp the whole website. And in that, where you can directly apply for a request for an application on that website. The second mode is we have a Gmail, an email ID. It's called IACFpresident@gmail.com. So whoever is the current president, they will be getting that, and then we'll keep accumulating them, and eventually it will go into the pool, and then we'll reach out to them during the grants time, and then do whatever is needed at that point of time. The third way, currently until December, I am the president, and you can directly call me at 832-483-5194, and you can call me 24/7, I would say.
We'll wake you up 3 in the morning.
I'm fine with that.
Take my beeper also.
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
किसी को बुखार आएगा तो उनका भी बोल देना कि राजेश बोल रहा हूँ मैं डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ लेकिन डॉक्टर के साथ बैठा था वो 4 दिन के लिए थोड़ा समझ गया मैं.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it all being serious now again.
But your question was for the students, Dr. Bushra, was it for how the students can apply, or how would they know
How will the
about
parents?
it?
How will the parents apply for
parents know?
for
I
the
think
children?
that was one of your questions. Very valid question. That is the time period they have to go through the schools that we inform the schools. Am I right, Rajesh?
Yes, correct. That's right.
So we tell the school, we send them the notice and say, have them send information out to the students if they want to apply. So they have to come through their ISD.
Yeah, and the 3 ISDs you all have identified is HISD, ALF ISD, and
Fort Bend ISD.
And Fort Bend ISD.
Fort Bend ISD.
Okay,
yes.
correct.
Actually, I think we are including new ones, but based on the donors. That's why we are looking for long-term donors.
Yes.
Not just on the spur of the moment, like having galas and asking for donations is very, it's a very time-consuming, and but if you have donors for a longer period,
right,
at least
that
we'll
makes sense.
hit a mark and say, we'll be sure that at least 20 students, 30 students are guaranteed something.
Shobha, this is Jagat call.
Yes, how are you, Mr. Kanda?
Oh my God, there we go. Call me Jagat. I think Pearland School District is also the one that you need to consider that.
There are a lot of Indians
because there are a lot of Indians.
Probably once we raise this, the bar for the donors and they come in, like I said, the more long-term donors that we get, we can include more. And so my urge is
and also the Clear Lake.
I got a text from someone asking, is it only for Indian origin or is it others too?
No,
it's just merit based.
No.
I will tell you it's kind of very humorous or funny. In all these years, we probably have got 3 or 4 Indian applications.
Okay.
Most of the time, it is non-Desis.
Which goes along with your mission.
Correct.
We live here, we give you. It doesn't matter who is needing it and who is asking for it. I like that. That's very good.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Soba, just for the record, Koshi Thomas used to be a board member of Charity Foundation in 1992.
Wow.
Yes. He was very proud of being, and I think his daughter also did a lot on.
Yes, and the daughter was also there, right?
She's an attorney, and she did a lot of bylaws and all. She worked on it. Yeah, he never shied away from saying that.
Right.
I'm one of the founder members, and
and that's right. And
Folks,
he always had a very good coverage in Voice of Asia.
Right, folks. Folks, you're listening to Open Forum on 103.5 FM, humfmradio.com. In the studio, we have Rajesh, and on the phone, we have Shobna. Both of them, Rajesh is, of course, the president, and Shobha is the director of IACF.
Yes.
And they have an upcoming gala. We're going to talk about that in a few moments. However, before that, I'd like to let our listeners know the various charities that y'all donate to. I know there's Houston Food Bank and there were so many others. Can you name a few and tell us how y'all have impacted, how like Star of Hope, etc., wherever you do send, even if between the two of you, if you can get 5 or 6 of those, tell us how you think they have helped. Or you can also go back a few years when we had the hurricane, and I know the Charity Foundation had done a great job. Give us I want to give you some bragging rights out here, because when you do such a volunteer job, you need to let people know, hey, we are volunteers and this is what we do. Let's brag about that.
Yeah. So even though we always say, Shobna, go ahead.
Yeah, no, the hurricane was thank you for bringing that up.
Subodh.
200. We donated 200,000.
Oh my Lord! Really? Oh wow!
Yes, it was one of the highest donations that we could give for a cause. But even during COVID, there was a lot of donation that was made, and they provided 10-bed ICU beds in India, in the rural areas in India, because it was badly hit. And this was given by NRG Corporation, provided 115,000 IACF sponsored 10 beds towards COVID. So despite our other things, but we always rise to the occasion on any national charities like this. But your question was, what are the other charities that are benefiting from us on a regular basis? I think there are few like IDCC, Indian Doctors Charity, and those are the two things that we are regularly giving. But there, every year, out of the 30 odd charities that come forward to take, we have from child care,
child advocates,
YMCAs, abuse, women abuse or domestic abuse. There I think, I may not know the names on top of the list, but can you name some, Rajesh? Because I know these are the ones that are close to my heart. I know children's advocacy from
So how do you decide? How do you decide which charities to give every year? Like, how do you sit down on that and decide that these are the charities
wow.
you need to pick?
That's a very, very, very pertinent question. And I think because we have our own pillars of charity, we have our mission, right? This is what we are envision for our charity. So if they are falling within our vision, somewhere close to our vision, then we feel it the necessity to promote them. That way we see our vision come through as well.
Yeah, then talking about the vision, I would like to know what your vision for our listeners is.
So we have...
Yeah, that's the four pillars that Rajesh mentioned.
Yes.
Go ahead, Rajesh. If you want to
So
reiterate.
we have 4 pillars which IACF runs, which is called as EFGH: Education, Family, General Health, and General and Health. So what we do during around time of April, May, we open our website to whoever have been applying so far, to them to apply on our website. And we also, with a word of mouth, reach out to people, or if somebody would have reached out in the past year, reach out to them and tell them, go and apply on our website. And we have, again, a criteria which we use to decide who we give and what is how much amount we give. And once they make their applications, then we take those applications, the whole board sits and everybody, we have a point system, and we go through the point system and grade them, and based on that grades, we select about 20 to 22, 25, this time about we gave about 24 organizations, which amounted to about 52,000, and we grade them based on, if it is somebody who is new, we start off with a small fund, and somebody who's been like 2-3 years, but their need seems to be more, and then we try to give them a little bit more. So we put them in different buckets, and then we have our what should I say, our brainchild, or our partner IDCC, which probably we make sure that they get enough some funds,
Right.
so that they can run their thing. So in that way, we just and then we notify them that this is you have been selected, and we invite them to a luncheon.
A luncheon or something.
Yeah, a luncheon, and then we invite as many as our past president, whoever can make it, and we invite them and we distribute the funds on that day.
Great. And
Yes.
I guess depending on year to year and
Yeah.
what crisis we've
Correct.
had,
Correct.
I think you try to put importance to that,
Correct.
right? Like you talked about the COVID and the
Correct.
beds and stuff,
Correct.
not just here, but
Yeah, absolutely.
but in India
Yeah.
itself as
Correct.
well.
Correct. So just to summarize on that, during we even though we say we live here, we give here, sometimes we step up and then
Yes.
try to do whatever is best at that time. So during Hurricane Harvey, we stepped up and we provided about 200K to the city of Houston, and during COVID we did two big things, one for the locally, one abroad. The local one, which again goes with our motto, we live here, we give here.
Right.
Initially during the COVID, we were not able to get masks, so we had people in our team who has some air conditioning business. So we worked with them, we bought fabric, and we bought the filters, and we got them stitched, and we distributed the mask with filters in them, and we distributed a lot of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we were working with some vendors from China, and we imported about 20,000 masks,
I see.
and we distributed those 20,000 masks in the during the COVID time.
Okay.
Yeah, and then at that time it struck us that hey, whatever it is, our motherland is also affected,
Yes.
and we have to do something to it. And then at that time, Khosla Foundation, which is based out of California, he's one of a big entrepreneur. They wanted to build hospitals, ICU hospital all through India.
Right.
So we partnered with them and we sponsored 2 10-bed ICUs completely with every equipment and everything in
Wonderful.
two locations in India, and each one costed us about $70,000.
I see.
And we sent those $150,000 to India, and those 10-bed hospitals they
Those are
started.
non-profit hospitals?
They are hospitals owned by the state or city, but they didn't. These are in places where a lady, if she had to go to a hospital for a delivery, she had to travel 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, I see.
So we
they
tried.
were more remote.
They were more remote, so we
areas,
just
and they
got
were also
correct.
even government funded. or
Exactly,
city
correct.
funded. Great
So
service, yeah.
we just.
So here are the charities that have been benefited through Indo-American Charity Foundation that people really need to pay attention to, and that is why it is extremely important for everyone to donate whatever they can to IACF. Okay, here are the charities that attack poverty: Asians Against Domestic Abuse, Catholic Charities of Archdiocese of Galveston and Houston, Child Advocates of Fort Bend, Child Advocates Inc., Fort Bend Seniors Meal on Wheels, Hindu Charities of America, Indian Doctors Charity Clinic, Indo-American Cancer Network, I Educate USA, Parents Engagement for Active Children's Engagement, that is Peace, Parks Youth Ranch, Prevent Blindness Texas, Search Homeless Services, Second Servings of Houston, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, Wellspring Village Inc., YMCA of Greater Houston, and YMCA Camp Cullen. And there are many more, as a matter of fact, But these are the short list of the charities that these people, without any salary, without any remuneration, they put hours and hours together, days and nights together, and they create and donate to this wonderful charity.
Oh, great. Coming back
Thank
to, I
you
know,
so much
sorry.
for that homework you've done, Jagat. This is really, thank you, because we should have had a list ready. But every year there would be some additions to the already existing, or they would be,
Right.
some others will be added on. This way we kind of establish a network with other organizations and like-minded, or at least a little bit that we feel that we could be resourceful. So our network is expanding, and this is one way of letting others know that we are available. Not only just monetary benefit, but we can give them our manpower as well. We can go to their events, we can support their events, and get these, and they can come to our events as well. That's the whole idea of even expanding our charitable organization network.
Yeah, coming back to that, I would like for you guys to let us know about the gala, which is upcoming, and give us some details about it.
Yeah. We have our upcoming gala, which is on September 9th, Saturday, at the Stafford Center. And this year's theme we have is a casino night theme.
Wow.
And the motto we have is play to win, win to give.
Nice.
Wow, nice. Yeah, very catchy.
And we already kind of raised about $85,000, and we are still working on getting more funds. This gala is mostly, what should I say, our donor base. And then the donors come, they do their donation, and then we also request the people who are there in the community, like some individuals too, who we think are potential philanthropists or who are able to help us out. We invite them too. Sometimes we invite them with a fee on the table. Our table charge is $2,500 for 10 people, or we can have individuals which we charge $250 per chair. Once we see some of the other potential people, we just invite them. We ask them to join us. They see our gala. They see our presentation of what all the work we do. Most of them, they open up their pocket there and do some donation on the spot there. We also have some silent, two types of auction we have. We have a silent auction and we have a real auction. What we have is some paintings, some art decor we have, and some sports signed memorabilia. And we are actually collecting those from different people. If anybody has anything who is worth an auction and can be given in the charity auction, please donate it to us. And those, whatever is the money we make out of that, we give it back and put it back in the pool of the charity.
Wonderful, great. So talk about how the casino night would work.
So the way the casino night
Jagat is getting ready already.
Exactly.
Jagat, put your wallet back, please.
Yes.
Put it back
Jagat,
in.
what do you play? What do you play in the casinos?
I have no idea. I mean, casino, because casino is illegal in Texas.
No, but this is...
No, I know.
yeah, okay.
But, so how many poker
But it's
tables?
legal in a lot of other places, so I'm sure you've gone gambling, right?
I don't. Yeah, I've gone to the places, but I've never played.
You've never gambled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But yeah, I've been to Las Vegas so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so how does this work? you
Yeah.
know?
So for the first thing, like Jagatji said, we have to be very cognizant that Texas, you cannot do gambling straight. Like when you can't, somebody cannot buy chips and then once they win, you cannot pay them back. So since this is a charity, our concept is a little bit different. What we do is during the gala, we have 3 time slots, one during the beginning 1 hour, during lunchtime, and the end of the gala, I mean at the fag end of the gala, we open the poker area. We have about 8 poker tables to 1 chaps table and 1 roulette table. And the way it works is people go and buy the chips. We are charging about $1, I think, and we haven't finalized the details on that. But people buy their chips, they play, and at the end of the day, we'll just identify the top 3 winners and we'll give them some kind of a gift. And whatever proceeds come out of that, we will take it and it will go into our pool.
Wow, Jagat.
That's a good way to do it.
That's a good way to distribute it.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. And they're they're playing yet, but they're donating for a good cause.
Correct, exactly, yes.
So there we go. The 3 pattis, guys.
There's no teen patti. He said poker.
So poker can
is
be
5
3
patti.
cards or 5 cards.
Yeah, correct.
Poker could be 3 cards also.
Yeah,
Poker is 3 cards.
Depends
So
on,
where do you
that's
live?
called 3 card. That's
So
called
you-
3 card poker, by the way.
You two are experts on it. Come on, man.
Yeah, we play 3 patti.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not saying no. मैं कभी झूठ नहीं बोलता. Anyway, hey, listen, one of the things I wanted to ask y'all both is, have y'all tapped into other philanthropic organizations and big foundations to get money into charity foundation, or do you just believe, or have you just kept the same status quo of individuals giving you money? For example, there are organizations that can get from Bill Gates Foundation, and I'm just throwing one name. He's too big a guy, right?
Yes.
But there are other guys here, the Frost Foundation, the whatever other foundation. Have you all ever approached them, or is it very difficult to do, or is it a tedious process? What's the philosophy on that?
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Butcher, for bringing
that's
that up.
a very, very good pointer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There was this suggestion, Rajesh, as you know, they have been on the board. This was also brought in. I think it's a very, we never deviated from the laws, whatever it is. They were following it as by the book, but new ideas are always welcome, and I think this is something that, Rajesh, we should get started on as, this year itself, so that it's nobody has put a, no to it, but we never approach. I don't think we have approached, at least from what I know.
Yeah.
Maybe it is on the table, yes. This idea is brilliant, and definitely we should explore these options.
And the reason I say that is, when you mentioned $200,000, that's a huge amount.
Yes.
I don't know if every gala y'all collect 200,000, or you're using the rainy funds from the savings to use this. Can you explain how y'all got 200,000 to give away?
So by the time when we gave that 200,000, we had enough
for a rainy day time.
Rainy day time, and then we made sure that once we gave that rainy fund, we had that our corpus is still there as is, and at that time we did have the funds to give for the gala. For the
charity,
Harvey. But for the 10-bed ICU, we had one option where we partnered with NRG, and the NRG, the way they did it is, if somebody from NRG donates $1,000, they would match it 3 times. So at that time they were there. So we approached a lot of our friends who used to work in NRG retail, and we requested them to donate, and they donated a lot of funds.
Fantastic.
And then there was a 3-way match from NRG, and we got those funds.
And the reason I say that is, in any charity, you don't just keep a corpus of $500,000 sitting and doing nothing.
Correct.
You got to use it.
Yes.
And on the other hand, in any charity, you don't use your corpus so fast that you don't have anything left. So
correct.
it's a balance where the board of directors, smart as your guys are, decide what to do. So congratulations on that. But I think the approach of going to foundations, George Foundation, Bill Gates Foundation, Frost Foundation, there are zillions of foundations who look for charities like you, well-run, well-oiled machines, where the cost is very little, less than 5% of running the charity. That's where they say, my money is going to be worth out here for the good of the people. I think that's a approach that you have to take. It's been 35 years that we haven't done it. Do it.
Right.
I think that'll be
Absolutely.
awesome.
It needs to be done.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It is definitely.
And not only that, the reason that it would be a little easier, simply because you have a track record at this time.
Yes.
So
35
you
years,
can provide all this information. You personally will have to go and meet all those people, but it's an exercise which would be very extremely beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, there are charities that are focused only on education, some focused only on health. So they could give a little bit towards what we are doing, and we have like 4 different
pillars,
ways to give charity. So at least we can tap on what is they are passionate about, and we can work on that. I think it should have been done, as you mentioned, but a lot of us, we just followed the path, what was being done, we continued. But definitely it's a lot of,
it's actually a lot of work, and you actually have to employ a person to do it
A grant
who has the
writer
expertise
and,
of doing it. You know,
Sure,
it's not easy.
Okay.
You need the expertise to do it, and there are
But we
folks
don't
out
have
there.
to reinvent.
Yeah, you don't have to reinvent it.
thousands
There
of
are people out
organizations.
there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
going back to-
This is what I say, because you are all former leaders of IACF and been there, you're looking out for us. This is not just a one-way thing. I'm so grateful that we came on the forum and, we're getting such
You should use us at least
valuable,
twice a year.
But Rajesh, don't you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is amazing for us,
Absolutely.
So
Going-
grateful. Thank you
Going
so much,
back
all
to
of you.
going back to the casino night, which I want to call Gala Casino Night. Play for charity. I like that logo out there. Desi people like two good things, and I'm going to throw it out to you. One is free parking. Can you mark that off? Is it free parking?
It is a free parking.
I'm a Desi.
Yes.
We want free
Free
parking.
food.
Yes, it is a free parking.
Second
Good
is,
food.
Smriti's
Good food and
got it.
drinks.
And good food and a nice bar.
Yes.
Do you have all of the requirements there?
Yeah, we definitely have.
Yes, all the boxes are ticked.
All the boxes,
are
okay.
ticked.
Well,
Yes,
I
we
think-
do have a bar, and we have.
We have great entertainment.
Yes.
Subodh. We have great entertainment. We have dancers. We have a comedian coming out.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
We have
we have-
a stand. Paul Verghese
Yeah.
will be there.
Yeah.
My
And
friend.
we have a great, we have an entrepreneur and a donor, a philanthropist who's going to be a keynote speaker. We can have some take-home, tips from him on how to, not only do business, but also give your money back to the community.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah. All right.
we would have a great night.
It's going to be
I
a
think.
busy but a great night.
Great night. Yeah, and we are very, very glad to notify that our keynote speaker, he's a very big, what should I say? He actually, entrepreneur, businessman. He was responsible for turning Papa John's into a 3,000 online stores, and for 4 continuous years when he was his company was a consultant for them, they had a rapid growth in those 4 consecutive years. His company, who he is a brainchild of, called Zen Mango, and that company is the foremost business consultant for Walmart, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and all these
Fantastic.
companies. And he's
Zen
also-
Mango.
Zen
Nice
Mango,
name.
and
There's
he's
plenty of attractions there to go.
yes,
huh?
Yeah, fantastic. Well, you have about 2 minutes left
Yes.
in this program, and between the two of y'all, go ahead and advertise your gala.
Yes.
Let our listeners out there know
Yeah.
what they'll be missing if they don't show up.
Yes. Yeah. So, just to everybody who's listening, please do come to our gala. The way you come to our gala is you can go to our website, www.iacfhouston.com, or you can reach out to IACF President at gmail.com, or call me 832-483-5194. It's going to be a wonderful night. We have our comedian Paul Verghese. We have a Makeka dance program. Our MC is Pooja Agarwal, and our DJ is Ajay, who's they're all running and current, what should I say, very prominent DJs and MCs from Houston area. Shobana, please go ahead.
No, I would like y'all to book on any corporate companies or just book your tables for 10. This is not just entertainment night. It is definitely every dollar of yours is reaching somebody who's in need, and we are the right channel to send it out. And we have all our, there's so much clarity in what we do online, and this is where your dollar goes. You can see it. So please, I would encourage companies, businessmen to book tables rather than one ticket for themselves. I would like them to bring their whole company so that they have a very inspirational, entertaining, and a grand casino night.
And it's very easy to register.
Thank you.
IACF.
Thank you, each one of you.
Yeah, it's very easy to register a table. IACFHouston.com. The date of this date of this charity gala is Saturday, 9th September, which is coming up next week. time is starting at 6:30 p.m. I guess for 4 hours
Yes.
till about 10:30 p.m.
Yes.
Stafford Civic Center is on Cash Road in Stafford. Huge hall, easy parking,
Yes.
easy access off that road, Murphy Road, I think it's
Yes,
called.
Murphy
Yeah,
Road,
Murphy
correct.
Road.
Yes.
And again, you can get in touch with Rajesh Dikonda at 832-483-5194 or Pankaj Rana, who is a treasurer, 281-704-3380. The best is, of course, to go to IACFHouston.com. We will see you guys there
Yeah.
next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We look
Thank you so
forward
much.
to
We
look forward to hearing from you and
Thank
seeing
you
you.
so
Yes.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks,
Thank you,
Have a
Shobna.
good night.
yeah,
Have
folks,
a good rest of the weekend. Thank you so much.
folks, you're listening to Open Forum. The next 5 minutes I'm going to dedicate to cricket, which never took place today.
Yes.
Almost
No, they
half
were
of
washed
it.
out.
Yeah.
It was washed
Well, half of
Yeah,
it.
even the Pakistani team got washed out.
Half of it.
So
took
how
place.
does? So let me ask you, how does that work? When
Well,
the-
it works in no one's favor
Isn't
except
that some
Pakistan.
kind of a
Well, they share the points.
Okay.
Basically,
That's it.
Instead of 2 points, you get one. So
One and
Pakistan
one
has
each.
3 points and India has 1. So they have 3 out of 2 outings and India has 1 out of 1 outing.
Okay.
And India is going to be playing Nepal next. And you know what? I hope with one eye closed they should be able to beat Nepal. If not, they should not be playing this tournament at all. But I have full confidence. Look, here's the deal. I know a lot of people on Facebook said, "Arre, India bach gaya ki khele nahi."
Right.
I'd say Pakistan bach gaya
yeah.
ki khele nahi
Yeah,
because
because India had 266 all out.
266 is not
yeah,
an easy
it's not an easy
target
thing
in
on a-
this.
right.
In this,
Absolutely.
in a big game like this on this pitch,
Right.
the pitch was unpredictable.
Yeah.
It would go low, go
Yeah.
high, and I had some of my good friends
Shubman
fight with
Gill
me
and
on
Hardik Pandya.
Facebook, and I love them to death.
Yeah.
But they can fight as much as they want. But next time when India and Pakistan win, भाग जाना भैया क्योंकि हम लोग आ गए हैं तैयार होके फिर से. And having said that, look, Open Forum is grateful to all you listeners out there. This is going to be our 25th anniversary next year. 25 years of being on air, without a break. Jagat, Dinkar and I, and now of course Smriti, and we have extended helpers.
What a long journey.
Fennel, who records the shows for us, and Ramesh, who is a pinch hitter, he comes and helps us. Dr. Nick Nickham, who definitely comes and helps us. They know the studio, they know our audience. We really thank all of them helping us. But what I'm saying is, next year is our 25th gala stay. We do a fundraiser ourselves. And ours is a fundraiser. It's not even a fundraiser.
It's a fun.
We raise the
FUN,
roof.
Right.
We have fun, basically. And we're going to be doing a comedy night either in February or March or April. We don't know yet. The venue might change this year because we're trying to get a bigger place.
Yeah, because it's a 20.
People are complaining. They're punching me in my face that you have a very small venue and there are already 400 people. We want at least 500 this time. But just stay tuned. When you see us, just ask us, hey, किधर है तुम्हारा show? We'll still tell you, हमको मालूम नहीं किधर है. But we will find. अभी तक मालूम नहीं किधर है. But किधर ना किधर तो है. और कोई ना कोई तो आने वाला है. और 500 लोग आने वाले हैं. That's all I can say. But we are working. It's work in progress. You know, we do this work in 6 weeks. But we want to be proactive and do it 6 months this time. So stay tuned. I really thank all of you listening to Open Forum. And again, Charity Foundation, IACA, and these guys base their whole efforts on volunteerism. None of them gets paid for anything that they do. Dinkar was the president, Jagat was the president, I was the president. We worked, just like you said, for hours and hours and hours, and that's how it's going to be. Let's take a couple of callers very quickly because we